Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, so I'm gonna just say this right now, with content on here, with content on my motivational channel, and most likely probably gonna be on my main channel and backup channel too, I'm gonna be doing a lot of motivational talks. Like, I'm gonna be trying to think of a bunch of different things to talk on. And, just go crazy with it. Like, I feel like I got some inspiration in my blood right now. So I'm like, I'm going to use that inspiration, go as far as I possibly can with it. And, try to motivate as many people out there with whatever they got going on in their life. Like, just motivate people. That's what it's about. I feel like if I'm, going to leave my mark and territory in this world, I gotta just motivate people and stuff. So, anyways, but no, let's talk on some stuff. I feel like I gotta start off strong. I gotta throw a haymaker, with these motivational, series of videos and podcast episodes. Most likely gonna be posting some stuff on TikTok, but no, let's start off strong. Let's talk on love, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with love, whether it's from friends, family, significant others, pets. You have a cat. A dog is always gonna love you. Well, I take that back. Dogs can, have their moments too. But, overall, if you just, on a realistic level of dealing with, love. And I feel like it's most likely gonna be with, people, because I know that there's people out there that they struggle to get love from their family. And, to talk on that, it's like, I can't necessarily say that I can relate, but the thing is that I like to do is to put myself in those situations. So if there was a point in time where I didn't feel loved by my family, it will hurt. Like, no, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that stuff is gonna hurt. Like, I'm not gonna be, because I feel like most people, when they put themselves, or they don't want to put themselves in a situation or something, so they don't necessarily be thinking about that, or they say that they don't want to think about stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I want to think about it all. And if it ever came down to a point in time where my family didn't love me anymore, I'm like, hey, you know what, the thing is like, it ain't no different with friends. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot more than friends or coworkers or whoever, people on, let's say if you're an entertainer and you're or people on the internet or wherever, they don't love you and stuff. You just gotta you gotta deal with that. You gotta accept that. I feel like that is the key to love, is acceptance. If you don't accept something, because my thing is, if you overall, you gain love for a person but they don't love you back, you have to accept that. That's overall, what I'm gonna be that I'm talking on and stuff. It's I'm all over the place with this podcast episode. I'm saying, I don't know what's going on. I'm just hyped right now, and I just okay, let me just okay, just relax, chill. All right, I'm back. So, but no, overall, I mean, if you don't, it's why chase it? Why crave it? Why try to gain that from that person if they don't want to give that out to you? The thing is that you aren't going to go your whole life without feeling what love is from a person. That's something that I try telling myself, because not with family, but with other friends, women I would want to be a significant other and stuff. I don't feel that. So when people, when they tell, I just don't know how to respond when people are all I love you, man, they saying all these nice things about me. I don't know how they feel about that. It's a weird feeling. It's a feeling that I just don't really, I'm not like not sure about it, but I'm just like, what is like, I'm new to it, So of course, like with family, it's like, family should love you regardless. That's the one thing where it's like, you can't blame yourself if your family don't love you. If your family don't love you, that is on them. The only thing that you can do is, live your best life. Like, don't, because my thing is like, if they got negative energy in their life, why should you have negative energy in your life? Like, you gotta sit down and think about it. They're like, my thing is this, like, you are at some point in time are gonna have to accept that, otherwise it's just gonna be a tough situation for you. But if your family doesn't, love you, if they have that negative energy in their heart towards you, I feel like in a way, like any negative energy, you have a choice overall. You have a choice. You can carry on that legacy of negative energy, or you can start fresh. And the best bet that you got is starting fresh. If you, like, my thing is this, you are alive, you are well, you have this whole world ahead of you. It's like travel, look around, smell the roses, do what you can to find that love. But don't just settle for not being loved. No, man. It's like nobody should go through life like that. So like, if you gotta find love from people, whether it's being an entertainer or making friends, contacting other family members, do what you have to do. But it's like, you should never, and if you don't have any other family members, then it's like, then that's, you just gotta go to like random strangers, be friends with random strangers, be a person. That's one thing where it's like, like, I know everybody doesn't want to be a content creator or, overall entertainer, like, whatever. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to have it where a camera is involved. You literally can just go up to random people and just be nice to them. Compliment people. Say, like, I'm saying, like, by having that open up energy towards people, like, fam, I'm telling you, it is going to be a beautiful thing. I kid you not. Like, if you just go up to random, I don't know how many times I should start doing stuff like that myself, but like, I'm not trying to like brag or make it seem like I have like a good luxury luxurious life, like where I just got all this love coming at me from all angles. It's like, I don't. So like, I should be following my own advice, when I tell you guys this, but like, no. Go up and just approach people and just be like super nice to them, compliment them, do what you can to like, if you just need that, or this. But I know that like, that might be hard for a person. Well, not necessarily hard, but like they don't know how, I guess, in a way or something. It can be considered hard, or it can be a situation where you just don't know how, but it's like loving yourself. I know a lot of people don't like necessarily take my hoodie off real quick, but yeah, I know a lot of people don't necessarily like hearing that, where they don't like, oh, love yourself, you should always love yourself and all that, because I feel like in a way, like, a person does love themselves. They do. Like, you can't like, I feel like, because I don't know, like, I'm not trying to put no ideas or nothing in the person's head, so I ain't gonna say nothing crazy, but I do feel like that a person does in a way love themselves, like, and if you don't, but it's like, you got to sit down and think about it. You're on a day-to-day basis doing things for yourself. Like, and if it's, and if you don't, then it's like, go out and start doing stuff for yourself. Go out and get you a brand new pair of shoes. Go out and get you a brand new shirt. Go out and get you some pants. Go get your favorite food. Go get, don't go overboard with it. Don't get no addiction with it. But like, do things for yourself. I feel like that's how you love yourself, is to like occasionally, if not all the times, like if you have the funds for it, because it's like, that's pretty much what this world is. It's just, it's just a money filled world. But if you have the money to, go out and do things for yourself, and even if it's something that doesn't require money, it's like, if it's simply going out and walking, going out and, just exploring, like, free traveling, pretty much, like walk into a park, or just doing whatever you need to do, and things to to just overall feel some sort of love. It's like, do that, but don't settle for not doing nothing for yourself, and then don't expect. And then that's another thing, it's like, don't expect, like, don't think because if a person's not doing something for you that they don't love you. I know people would try to manipulate others with love, and to talk on that, no. If you're dealing with a person, right, and they try to manipulate you with love, and they're all like, they do crazy things to you, but then they try to like make it seem like, oh, I love you, I always have, always will, but they do crazy things to you on a day-to-day basis. Like, that's not love. I don't know what that is, but that's not love. Okay, love is when you have nothing but respect for that individual, and and it may take some time, but when that person gains respect for you, that's when they love you. When they're not going crazy across you and all that other stuff, that's when they love you. But at that time being, like, if they can't overall show respect towards you and stuff, then it's like, I'm sorry, but to break that news to you, that's not love. It might be love in a way, but it's not it ain't the love that we're all familiar with. It ain't the OG love. OG love is when you got respect for a person, when you got I was about to say love for a person, but no, it's like you have respect for a person. You want to do things for this person. Like me, there's people in this world that I love, and I'm not like, fam, I will go above and beyond for you. That's family, and that's some selected friends. But like, at the end of the day, it's, it should never be a thing where it's like you got to manipulate people for that, or, with love. It's like, whether it's coming from that person or you're the one giving it out, should never be no manipulation or no, like, twist with it and things. Like, there should never be no twist with love. It's like love needs to just be a natural, common, back-to-back thing where it's like, it's like it's like it feels like a pat on the back or something. And if it's like you getting that same pat back or a softer or whatever, it's like, okay, then it's like, but it should never be somewhere it's like I pat you on the back, you punch me in the face. Like, that's not love. Like, I don't know what that is, but that is just, that's not love. I feel like people in this world will take advantage of love, and I feel like after a while, with some life lessons them pass by, you eventually will like learn that, yeah, it's like, like that person's taking advantage of me. They don't love me. It's like they never did. Most likely, you might think for like they might never will. But that's the thing where it's like, I did kind of want to talk on that with the family stuff, where at some point in time, like, things may snap in that person, maybe or maybe not, but there may be a point in time where things may snap in that person where they do have love for you. And it may have taken them a little bit of time. And that's the thing where it's like, I know people are thinking like, oh, well, they didn't love me, why should I show love to them? See, that's the thing. I feel like that's, you got some sort of, because here's the thing. There's people that I know that has shown, like, I've heard, or they've shown some like hatred stuff, towards me. And that stuff hurts. It hurts. And the thing is, the only thing that I can do is just to be like, hey, you know what? If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. That's not going to kill my joy. That's not going to change who I am as a person. That's not going to make me think differently about my philosophy on life. I'm going to do what I've been doing, all right? And that's, I guess showing love to the loveless people, I guess, in a way, if that makes sense. That does make sense. Showing love to the loveless and stuff, like, people that don't get love and stuff. I'm like, I try to be like that person where it's like, I know I can't, like, my thing is like, if there ever was a time though, because I wouldn't necessarily know how to like relate to that, where it's like, if I'm giving love to people where it's like they've never felt love before, like, let's say if there was a kid and he never had like a father figure to show love to him. I'm like, if a kid had looked up to me in that way, that it would be a shock to me, because I'm like, fam, like, how do I like, it's, you pretty much just had a child. Like, when you sit down and think about it, you pretty much, but it's like, the thing is like, I will not deny that person. I'm like, it will be new to me. I wouldn't necessarily, and I guess like, that's where it's like, how do you give love to the loveless? How do you give love? And it's like, you don't have to like go above and beyond for a person, like, if you can't or don't want to, but like, it's just letting things happen naturally, being there for that person, talking with that person, letting them know like, hey, you're not alone, you're not, if you don't have like them people in your life, I will be those people. You know, like if you don't, like if there was a kid that approached me and he was just like, I don't have like no father figure in my life, and he asked me, can I be his father figure? That would honestly be one of the most wildest questions, but I would not deny that kid. I'm like, no. I'm like, nah, if you need that, it's like, fam, let's go over to because Toys R Us no longer exists. Why, I don't know. But I'm like, if Toys R Us, if it did exist, didn't they say they were gonna bring them back and they never did? I'm like, fam, what's the issue? I'm like, I'm not loving the people behind Toys R Us right now. But jokes aside, no, I'm like, nah, kid. I was like, let's go over to Target. Let's see what they got in the toy section. I haven't been in the toy section in years. I think last time I went in there, I went to go get a wrestling belt when I was in middle school, and so I was like, that was like one of the last few times I think I was in. Or no, was it actually? No, I take that back. It was when I had got this Nerf gun. That was some years back. All I did was attack my mom with it and stuff. But that's a different story. But no, I'm saying I'll go over there. Probably like that kid. If he started, no, I'm gonna have to hit him with some like actual legitimate parent stuff. That kid point out something. He's just like, oh, let's get the new Xbox. I'm like, kid, that's expensive. I already got the new Xbox at my house, so maybe we could get a game. But like instead of being here at Target where the games are full price, let's go over to GameStops and get that mess used. Like, see, kid, you gotta be wise in situations like this. You gotta think smart about this. All right, go to GameStop, see if you can get a cheaper version of it. You know, if not, we could check online. Then if not, then yeah, we're gonna end up right back at Target getting it there and stuff. But anyways, but no, like, you know, if it's stuff like that. If it was somebody that was just like, you know, they said that they've never had a brother in their life, or they, you know, like because my thing is like, I try to like come up with things to, you know, for that person to like get love from that person. But if nothing works out, then I'm like, hey, you know, then it's like you either gotta start fresh somewhere else. So if it's something that I can do, then I'm like, okay, I will do it. But if it's something that I can't do and it's like out of my, you know, I can't and stuff, then I'm like, but that's the thing. It's like, I feel like the only thing that it's like, what? It's like, you know, if it's like a mom or a sister situation, or an aunt, or a grandmother. It's like, yeah, it's stuff like that I can't necessarily do. Grandfather, I'm like, what, 20-something years old? I'm like, how I do that, and I'm like 20-something years old. So I'm like, yeah, father figure, maybe, brother, cousin, maybe an uncle, but I'm like, how would they even, like, unless I'm like friends, yeah, alright, so if I'm like friends with the dad, and then there's okay, so yeah, that would make sense, that would be chilled, I guess. But anyways, or even a little brother, I'm all like, whatever it is, I'll do what I can. But, you know, it's like, there's, like, I'm gonna just say this, I'm gonna end this off on this note. There should never be a person in this world that goes without feeling loved. Like, if you do not feel love, chase that love down, and, you know, or you could just let it, like, come to you and stuff. But, like, you should never go your whole life without feeling love. So remember that, write it down, take a picture, you know, care about that and stuff. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And then that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.